Today is the 13th and the sky is pink. Oh, it's over the Atlantic side, so Angelina Ballerina must have seen her end towards the east of where I live. It's always on this side, never on this side. So yeah, see, like here the sky's fine, but it's right over there, right there. This is to the Atlantic Ocean side. This is to the east and to the northeast. So my guess is she saw her end maybe over in Europe, someplace in Europe, on my guess. And apparently she's got some special power in her brain matter that can just cause the sky to be pink. I'm going to go for my walk now. The sky's a little bit pink to the north, and it's I gave you the wrong date. It's the 14th, not the 13th. So my guess is that the pink spacecraft in search of Gail crashed, I guess in maybe around England or something. I don't know, because it's always on this side. It's always on the Atlantic Ocean side ever since the final battle with Angelina that I see the pink skies. And Zach told me that this is Angelina's brain matter, and he expects it to be here for a while. So wow, her brain causes pink. So and it's the pink is always in the northeast and the eastern sky. So my guess is that the spacecraft fell in Europe, because he said the sun was rising or setting at the time, and it was 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it must have fallen in Europe. That means the whole entire Atlantic Ocean must have a pink sky. Huh. It's all pink. I mean, you can't really see it, and my Gail Shield is down towards the bottom. So my Gail Shield is back up. So I guess it happened in Europe. I don't know if it was 9:30. Where would it be, like 6:30 a.m. in Europe? I don't know. That's probably where they were. I'm going to go home and look at my map and see if I can figure this out. Look at this. My Gail Shield is higher today than it was yesterday, so it's getting stronger and stronger. It's building up. It's higher from off the ground. I just thought of something. If it was 9:30 p.m. when the spaceships fell, and it happened to the east, that means they were in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. They were probably on an island. They must have fallen on Bermuda or something. It would be about 3 hours ahead. Wait a minute. Let me think about this. Okay. If it's to the east, that means, okay, no, it could have been Europe. It could have been Europe. It would have been about 9 hours ahead over in Europe. So when I go home, I'm going to look and see where 9 hours ahead of 9:30 is. It could have been Europe. Here is the western sky. The explosion where Angelina's brain got, splattered from Zach's semen definitely happened in the eastern sky. My guess is Europe, maybe Spain, Italy, something like that. I'm going to go home and check my maps and see where it was 9:30 when it happened, so that would be like 9 hours ahead, Europe. They crashed in Europe. That's what I think. Today's the 15th, still pink skies, though they're getting a little better. Yesterday they seemed to be towards the northeast. I went and studied time zone maps. The crash happened at 9:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It was to the east, so it happened in the Eurasian continent. My guess is southern Russia. So, or maybe just to the south of southern Russia. But that's where I think the crash happened, because that would be about 8 hours ahead of us. They were experiencing a sunrise in the area of the crash, apparently. Wow, look how today is the 16th. Look how pink it is. I can't believe that Angelina's brain matter is still lingering. This is unreal. She must have some powerful brain matter. It's kind of like to the north, I'd say to the northeast. This is the northeast right here, and it's pretty strong there. That's the reason I think that her brain exploded over Russia, I think, like Samara, Russia. blue underneath the pink, that's my Gail Shield. And yet, when you go off into the distance, it looks like somebody's dropping bombs over the Atlantic. So it's an Angelina Ballerina. Boy, look at that pink sky to the north. I'm out for my walk. Well, we have not defeated all the Angelina Ballerina Jesuits. Yeah, yesterday I was so congested. Today I have a headache. And that sky looks respectably pink. Yep. And this is to the north. And yeah, that looks like a bomb. It looks like they dropped some sort of bomb. And I've got a headache too, so that's another sign. Today's the 21st, and it looks like those Jesuits are dropping yeast bombs. Even though I realized that we defeated Angelina on the 6th, yeah, that looks like a new bomb. And look at that, over to that. This is a sky to the Donald Trump. We have the real Donald Trump. You know, all these protesters that have been protesting all over the world, I believe those, notice they're wearing pink caps. That's the Angelina Ballerina's trademark color. They are protesting not for the reasons they say they're protesting. They're protesting, I believe, because Donald Trump is enforcing my conspiracy law. He is really pissed at the Angelina Ballerina Jesuits. And I can't blame him. Did you know, we thought he died November the 4th at a Donald Trump rally because Vladimir Putin nuked the rally and my men barely escaped. That was Zach Knight, Brent Spiner, Vladimir Putin, and a couple others. They barely escaped. They're still dropping yeast bombs too, these Angelina Ballerina Jesuits. That's why I'm coughing. So my men barely escaped, and the nuke hit Ohio, and we thought millions died. It turns out that Angelina Ballerina saved them all at the last minute. She transported them all just in the nick of time to her pink spacecraft, and all the million people at Church of Gail, including Donald Trump, Huma Abedin, Hillary, and all of them, they all went up to her pink spacecraft. And she's been holding them up there prisoner. I don't think she's been holding Hillary prisoner because Hillary was on Angelina's side. But Donald Trump was prisoner on Angelina Ballerina's pink spacecraft from November the 4th to January the 6th when Angelina died. And when we defeated Angelina Ballerina in battle on January the 6th, and the shields went down on Angelina's pink spacecraft, Zach Knight was able to transport everybody off of her. He had to because he had just launched, her shields were down and there were explosions all over her pink spacecraft because Rule 13 set off explosives inside her pink spacecraft. Just in time too, because she was about to shoot an onslaught of missiles at Church of Gail with shields down on our side. And Rule 13 saved Zach Knight's life by doing that because Zach Knight was all alone on Church of Gail. The shields went down on the pink spacecraft. Zach Knight, then I said, let's transport everybody, save the men. We thought we were just bringing, you know, Brent Spiner and Terrence Jenkins and like the top 7 on our marriage list who were her prisoner. But we ended up transporting millions back because, and then Terrence Jenkins said, hey Gail, I need to tell you something. At that Donald Trump rally, you thought they all died. What really happened was Angelina Ballerina transported them all to the pink spacecraft before the bomb hit Ohio, so they're alive. And the whole time that Donald Trump was prisoner on Angelina's pink spacecraft, he was being raped, I think. And I know he was raped at the rally, and I think the rapes continued. And I'm telling you, Zach tells me that the rapes were so bad that his rectal area is permanently damaged. It can't be fixed. And it's no wonder he's so pissed. You know, with the previous U.S. presidents, I couldn't always get them to enforce my conspiracy law. Because under conspiracy law, anybody who's a willing and knowing evil Jesuit gets the death penalty. I believe that when Donald Trump came into office on the 20th, he didn't waste any time to enforce my conspiracy law. I believe he's executing Angelina Ballerina Jesuits. And that is the real reason they're protesting all over the world.
all this stuff they're saying. They say, oh, we're worried about women's rights. Well, why are you wearing pink caps if you're worried about women's rights? You're worried about your rights as an Angelina Ballerina, evil, murdering, and raping Jesuit. You just want to continue your crimes, and you are not interested in the stuff you say. That's all a front. They're just trying to make it appear like Donald Trump is against women. I'm a woman, and I don't think he's against women. They're trying to make it appear like he's anti-gay. That's all a front. They just say that because they want to live and commit their crimes. They're all protesting because he's enforcing my conspiracy law and executing Angelina Ballerina Jesuits. And they deserve to be executed. How would you feel if you got raped? They've used brain control on him so that he couldn't resist them. How would you feel if you got raped for, 3 months with somebody bashing a dildo into your rectum to the point where your rectal area has been permanently damaged? Wouldn't you be pissed? So that probably explains why he's the only president thus far who's probably enforcing my conspiracy law. They're getting executed. My Gail Shield is also taking them down. And the reason my Gail Shield is so strong is because I obey the Gail Commandments, and it's the way I'm built. It's an extension of my genetic profile. So when I obey the Gail Commandments, then the Gail Shield is strong, and my Gail Shield executes Jesuits that are evil and that are a threat to my life, which are the Angelina Ballerina Jesuits. So they're trying to get me to disobey the Gail Commandments. The first one on the list, thou shalt take Seroquel, the medication designed by Jesus. Oh, have they been working to get me to disobey that one? In December, I almost lost my insurance. I did lose my insurance, and I got it reinstated after I did all. I had to go over hoops and hurdles. I had to make a meeting with my mother because I thought she did something I thought she opened a bank account in my name without my permission because I said, you got a bank account. It was just crazy. They had bad information about me. The trouble I had to go through to fix that. So I got my insurance back. And then in January, I go to my doctor. And then after I come out from the visit, they say, oh, by the way, we don't work with your insurance and you owe us for this visit, upfront cash, and all the other visits since you've had United Healthcare. I said, what? My insurance said they would cover this 100%. I'm supposed to have this all covered. And they said, well, no, they told us they won't cover it. I said, that isn't true. They told me. They said, well, I said, wait, I need to call my insurance and find out what's going on because this is supposed to be covered. It took me 20 hours on the phone, back and forth, and my doctor's office didn't return any of my phone calls. They wouldn't talk to me. They just said, we refuse to see you as a patient as long as you have that insurance and you owe us money. That was it. I said, I need to talk to you. They wouldn't talk to me. So the Angelina Ballerina Jesuits they infiltrated my doctor's office and my insurance both. I was getting the rigmarole on both ends. It took me 20 hours. Finally, my insurance finally determined, after telling me about 3 or 4 wrong pieces of information from 3 or 4 different representatives who all said different things, they said, your doctor used the wrong code when he submitted the forms, and he needs to call our office and resubmit the forms correctly. So, it's been crazy. Anyways, that's the bad part. They're trying to get me to lose my Seroquel, because if I don't see my psychiatrist, I can't be on Seroquel. Or maybe they're trying to get me to go to a Jesuit doctor. They're attacking my doctor, making it so I can't take Seroquel, because if I can't see the doctor, I can't get a prescription. I would have to go to another doctor. There aren't any psychiatrists in this town that work with any insurance that I'm eligible for. They know that. They're doing this on purpose. They're trying to get me off Seroquel, so I've been fighting so I can keep taking my Seroquel. They attack my laundry, and it's crazy, like the laundry machines are all breaking. I go out for walks, there's dogs everywhere. Anyways, blessing is my financial needs are being met. So my rent went up $25, but Jesus is providing. God's work done in God's way will never lack God's supply. There's my new shredder. That'll help me get my place organized. New television set, got a new microwave, got new file boxes. I've got a I'd like a George Mueller in my life, somebody who is meeting my needs right now. And the Lord has taken care of me.